Hi, I'm Lori with Cowtown Colorworks. I'm coming to you today from Columbus, Ohio. Well, technically Pickerington, but right outside Columbus, where I live with my mom and my cat Wellington, who sometimes comes down to visit when he hears me talking to somebody. Not him, so he feels that he needs to come down and talk. Today, or I guess this is episode 17. It is Sunday, March the 6th. It's like 7 o'clock at night, which is kind of late for me, but I've been busy working and cleaning, crafting, getting ready for some guests next weekend. I'll get into that later with my other craft chat. But right now, it's kind of chilly out today. We had some snow, but now I'm just going to put my notebook away. We are getting in, this week it's going to be in the 60s and 70s, which is going to be great. Hoping I can get my bike out, go for a ride. I haven't been on it since fall, really. It was like later fall, so I got to ride, pretty good. Pelotonia is coming up, and I don't know if I've mentioned that, but it is a bike ride. It's anywhere from 25 miles to 180, depending on how far you want to ride. So if you do 25 miles, that's great. There's a finish there. There's a finish at 50. Actually, there's two finishes this year at 50. There's a 80, 75, and then 100, and then 180. So really there's a lot of, route options, but what this is a bike ride that raises money for cancer research. I live here in Ohio, Columbus, at Ohio State University. There's the James Research Center, and they do cancer research, and a lot of the money that we raise goes to funding not only research, but fellows to come in and students, scholarships to help, research cancer, all different kinds. The reason I like it so much, besides that my work is a huge sponsor of it, but 100% of the money I raise. So for me to ride 50 miles, I have to raise $1,500. 100% of that $1,500 goes to the James. The foundation of Pelotonia is funded by local corporations here in Columbus. Huntington, the Limited Brands or L Brands. Bob Evans is here, and I know an insurance company, Cardinal Health, I believe, is a large sponsor of Pelotonia. And last year, I believe there was 8,000 riders, and we raised like $24 million. This is my 6th year riding. It's the 7th year of Pelotonia, and I think they've given over 120 million, 113 maybe, which is pretty awesome. So I'm in that season. I bake cupcakes, and I bake brookies. Brookie is it's in a cupcake tin and a cupcake liner, and the bottom is brownie batter and then chocolate chip cookie dough, and it all bakes up together. And I make 120 brookies or 8 dozen cupcakes every Thursday to bring to work on Friday. Sometimes I make the brookies on Sunday and throw them in my freezer, which works out really well. They freeze great, and it just kind of frees up my week. This week I did not do that today because I had a bunch of other errands to run, change my sheets. Took that flannel off. Winter's over in my world. I'm over it. I've decided that winter's over, and I took the flannel sheets off. I put my cotton sheets on. I am ready. I hope you are too, wherever you're at. Hope snow is done for the season. Actually, I cannot even complain. We've had such a mild winter here in Central Ohio. I mean, a couple small snow episodes, but really nothing dramatic, so it's been nice. Although my allergies have not appreciated it, because I really need stuff to freeze for my allergies to not be so bad, but so be it. I don't have a whole lot going on knitting wise. I have a whole lot of going on knitting wise, but I don't have a whole lot of yay, it's done, or I'm half done, whatever. Going on. I have some other craft projects I'll share with you, and one that I have to frog. I just haven't gotten the mindset to rip it all apart yet, but it needs to be backed out. I'll show you. It's my doodler. I did something. I don't really know what I did wrong, but it was terribly wrong, and I realized it kind of late. So I have some. I really don't have any enhancements, like stash enhancements. I got my Jimmy Bean bag this month for February. It's a different shape bag. It's super cute. It's Valentine's Day. This is the February bag, I believe. I need to do the March. Yeah, I need to go in and do my March. And this month it came with 4 different, some threads in there, skeins of, or samplings of yarn. This is purpley, orangey blue. I think that's pretty good. I love this one. I really want to buy this. It's so super squishy. It's really a coral color, and I think I'm going to order this from Jimmy Dean's. This is called, they all come with these little, this is Rowan Baby Merino Silk DK, 66% wool, 34% silk. The color is Cantaloupe, number 686. It's DK. It is the softest, squishiest. Of course, there's silk involved. Who doesn't love silk? And I love the color. I feel like I'm really digging orange this year. I just bought a new pair of tennis shoes that are like neon corally orange. This is just, it's a cream color. It's also, these are all DK. This is this, I don't know if I can catch it up here, but these super, yeah, that looks pretty good. Super twist. And I don't love it looking at it, but when you pull it, and I think when I knit with it, I might like it. We'll see. Then this, I think, is a chunky, there's some barber pulling going on in there. So these were fun. 4 colors. Like I said, I love the coral. Another sample of soap, and this is scentless. Oh, and we got a little repair tool. The small Susan Bates. It's pink. It's got the little crochet hook on the end, and then straight in on the other, which is nice. I do carry around a crochet hook, but I didn't have a small one, so this can go in a second bag. I want to get all these together, and I need to do some wool wash now that hopefully spring is here. And I can wash up all my wool and call it a day. So this came in the mail. Comes once a month. It's $10. It's super fun. Let me see if I have the other bag. All the other bags that I have received have been this size. So it's different. I put my colored pencils in here so you can hear them. And it actually fits perfectly. I think I got like 50 color pencils for my adult coloring book. So I have that. Here's another one. I'll figure out a project to do with that. The other month, I'm not sure if I showed you, but we got Knitter's Pride. It's a shawl stick, and this is the Exotic Lily. Let me get that clear off there. There we go. It is so pretty. Let's see if that's a better view of it. It's just a wooden lily, but I think it's so pretty and it'll look nice on I'm hoping on that spring shawl that I'm going to do with the yarn I bought in New York. Super fun. So I like getting those. Like I said, $10 a month. You get the samples. I really haven't come up with, they send you projects and there's links. But I just haven't done really anything with mine. So I'm kind of debating if I'm going to keep moving forward or not. I'll do for March, and we'll see. We'll see what comes. If it starts to be different stuff, or if I'm going to get some repetitive things, maybe I'll stop for a little while till I start using, the little balls of yarn. I do, however, think I'm going to start a blanket, the mitered square blanket. We'll see. I've got, you can't see it, but a humongous, probably this tall, mason jar full of mini, balls of yarn that I've had left over from socks. So we might start that. Sounds fun, and all the cool kids are doing it, so I might as well. What else is life? I've been working the Schottenstein Center, like I'm sure I've mentioned that 100 times. That is on OSU's campus, and it's where men's basketball plays women's basketball, men's hockey. St. John Arena is another arena at the Schottenstein Center, and that's where the women's hockey. Oh, my feet just cut my hair. They play. But now that the home events are done, this month, during the month of March, is the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Finals. So they hold wrestling, which was this weekend. And then next weekend will be women's or girls' high school basketball finals. And then the following weekend will be the last episode, or the the last one that'll be held there at the shot, and it's going to be boys high school. I don't really understand wrestling. I didn't get it. There was nine mats going. It's not my first year working it, but I still don't get it. I don't understand the scoring. I don't understand what's happening on the mats, other than, you know, some high school kids are really super happy when they win and super sad when they don't. So it was a very emotional weekend, win or lose, for these kids. And a lot of them are seniors, so it's the last, you know, opportunity that they'll get. So it was, you know, kind of interesting. I did that Friday night and Saturday. Today was all about cleaning, changing sheets, doing laundry, which I need to finish when I'm done here, getting the house together. Oh, I went to the grocery store and they had the most beautiful, gigantic beets, raw, fresh beets with the stalks still on them. So I roasted 3 of those, which were huge, and I took the greens off, chopped them up, sauteed them with a little salt and pepper and olive oil, made up some couscous and a fresh orange juice vinaigrette, and I made a big old couscous salad with some feta cheese and raw red onion, and that'll be my lunch for the week. Mostly. I mean, I'll take other things, but that's going to be mostly it. And I love couscous. And not couscous, I'm sorry, quinoa. It's a quinoa salad. And then I made a roast for dinner tonight, because the salad's for work. For the week, I made a roast and some cabbage steaks. If you've not seen this, take a cabbage and you slice them in rounds. Put them on a sheet tray. I put parchment, you can put foil, whatever, on the sheet tray. And then I brushed on some olive oil and salt and pepper and roasted it at 425. About a half an hour, 45 minutes. Oh, it's so good. And just, you know, cabbage it up, a little potato, and call it dinner. And that was, I'm feeling spring. So I'm feeling like cooking. I want all the raw vegetables and the fresh fruits and all of that. So I will get into my knitting. And then my other crafty stuff, which I really haven't done a lot of other crafty stuff, but I'm going to. So that's important. I guess we'll get my 2 oops out of the way. So sad. I finished, or almost. I stopped when I realized what I did. So this is the doodler. And then I'm trying to figure out where I'm at here. This is the cable. My cable looks a bit, well, I put one backwards, but it looks a little stretched out. And I think mostly because I went with large, I'm trying to find the front here. Here we go. I went with larger needle than it called for. Here is my mistake. And I realized it way too late. I do not know what I did. But these should not be these big holes. And it almost looks like pleats or draperies hanging down here. It's not going to block out. It's not going to lay flat. So I'm kind of sad. I'm just going to need to pull it apart. Restart. Maybe. I'm not really sure. I'm just sad. And I was like this far from finishing the cabling edge, and then I would have put the border on. But I'm not going to move forward on something that it's just not going to lay flat. I don't even know what I would, I mean, it just looks weird, and there's like these big old holes that should have been filled in, and I don't know what I did. But at that point, this just needs to go away, but I'm not quite ready to tear it out yet, so it's just going to sit here in this little bag, and then I'll take care of that. I need a little chapstick. Oh, I'm breaking things behind them. Sorry, my lips have been so chapped. My little peppermint candy cane chapstick. I love chapstick. My other issue was and it's not, this is like not a, I did something wrong issue. They're going to be too small. My mittens. So what I'm going to do, I'll finish these. They're super cute. They match my hat. But they're just going to be too small for my hand. I must have done the small, which I thought I did average, but it's just going to be too small. But they're really cute. So I will finish them and give them to my little cousin or her mom. They probably will fit her mom if they want them. If not, somebody will want them. And they're cute. I would say I'm going to wait. Addison will be here. I want to measure her hand if she wants them. And obviously I don't want them as long enough to fit my hand. You know, an adult's hand. She's not an adult. So, or I can keep going and then Debbie can wear them. I mean, they're really super pretty. I have the other one. I only have it. I think I'm. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 3 rows, and then I can add the black onto this one. So I'm about 3 rows shy on this one too. Start the black, take the thumbs off. Once the waist yarn, and finish the hand. So these are something I'm certainly going to work on. However, I need to figure out what I'm going to do about the pom-pom or the hat, because I haven't finished the pom-pom yet. So I'm almost thinking that I need to do my pom-pom first, because maybe I won't even have enough yarn after I do that to finish the hats. But I do need to block it still. I haven't done that. And I need to put the pom-pom on. And I believe I use if I follow the pattern, I mean, obviously I can do any colors I want. And I really might want to do, I think I'm just going to do the purple and the cream on that. So those are kind of my, life will go on. Now I do have a half finished object. Pretty close to a whole finished. So let me get my little sock blockers. I forgot to put this on. It's been so long since I've had a finished sock. I forget how this all works. No, I'm kidding. I just haven't put it on here. These are my dun, 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 dun. Oops, I haven't woven in the end yet. But these are my Thing 1, Thing 2 socks, or my Dr. Seuss. And it's Dr. Seuss's birthday month, so yay. I tried a different toe, and it makes me much happier. I will tell you, this is still sticking out a little bit, but and the reason I know I can fix it, I actually finished this sock, put it on, and realized it was too small. I don't know what I did. I stopped knitting the foot way too soon. So I learned a new technique. I went online. I'm like, I am not ripping out this entire sock to fix the length. So I watched a couple videos, and it's so simple. I took now she used a needle, but these are socks, so they're small. But I took a darning needle with some yarn, and I picked up the right of the V on each stitch all the way around. And then I picked them up. Then I slid those onto my knitting needles with, the 60. For me, it's 32 across the top, 16 and 16 to make the triangle. Picked them up with my double points, ripped it back, and it was perfect. I was so excited and scared at the same time, but I'm like, worst case scenario, it's not going to work. It didn't matter. They didn't fit me anyway. So I needed to do that. Did that, and then if you can see on the tip, I did not use the Kitchener stitch this time. I used the Russian something with a crochet hook, and you just basically weave it off, starting on this side and working your way back to the yarn end. So the opposite of how you would do the Kitchener. And then you finish it off here. This I'll just tuck in, and that whole little pokey thing goes away. So I have this one this far. The other sock, I'm really kicking along with these. 2 rows of the blue. So I need to do 7 rows of the turquoise, I should say. And then I start the decreases for my foot. So these will be done hopefully here in the next couple days. I don't knit them a lot, but I'll finish them. I just want to get them done. Because I bought I'm going to try these. It's a 9-inch circular. This is a size US 2. That's what I'm still doing on my socks. Although, I think I might need to go down a size. My knitting is not as tight as it was. So I think I need to go down a size. Again, we'll see. I mean, they fit fine. But I want to try these. And I have another pair of socks that are actually, I did have to rip out because I didn't take the time to learn that technique. There was a couple issues with the other socks, so I had to rip out the whole sock. So I have one sock down to the Eye of Partridge heel, and the other one I need to cast on and get to the Eye of Partridge. So my perfect time to try a new needles as soon as I'm done with these, which, you know, maybe I'll finish them tonight while I'm doing laundry. There's really not that much, not that much to do, and then I'll have another pair of finished socks. And then I'll just cast one on. You know, this is not, again, with my sock knitting, I just have them for small projects, purse projects, you know, things like that. When I was at the store, I couldn't help it. Excuse me. I bought the little painted can. This is the tin one, not the glass. And the Diet Coke, I just thought this was totally perfect, springy looking. Maybe I'll put a little flower in it, or maybe I'll throw it away because it's tin. Who knows? So my only other active knitting project has been some other mittens because I really wanted mittens. And Joanne was having, it's 100% acrylic, but Joanne was having a sale, so I bought some Burnett. Yeah, Burnett. I just love the colors, this teal in here. I've really been liking the teal and the purples and the gray. And then there's even a little dark or lighter purple, and then it goes into some green. I just thought it was so pretty, and it's really squishy. And honestly, for 100% acrylic, I'm just making mittens. So I kind of am adjusting the basic mitten pattern that I'm making the other pair out of. And I moved up to US size 8s. I cast on 24 stitches, so 6 on each. Fun. 6 on each. I knit. I don't know. I guess I could tell you. It's not in there. I have a tape measure right here in my trusty cat bag. Ooh, get this to up. Everything's flying here. About 3 inches, which I wanted. The other one called for 2.5, but I did want them a little longer, and I like them to go a little deeper in under my coat. So I went about 3 inches, and then I did one knit row because I'm not going to go up to a size 9. The pattern calls for you use a specific size for the cuff, the 1x1s. And then when you get done with your cuff, you go up a needle size and do a knit row, and then you start doing your thumb increases. And these are left and right-handed, so they're not a generic, one, and you just turn them over. So instead, to compensate what I've done, and I like a little more room in my fingers, I went around each needle and added 1 stitch. So now there's 7 on each. And I feel like that should give me, let's see if I can get my hand in here, the extra bit of room that I need to start. And that's a nice length. It's a little snug, but it's not tight, so it's going to keep my hands warm. And then I'm going to go up to the thumb. I may still do the 13 for the thumb that pattern called for. We'll see. I'm going to have to play these by ear. We'll probably cast on the other one before I start the increases on these. And I just love, it's just fun. I love variegated yarns. It's not quite as vibrant on screen as it is in person. Let me see. Let me come back here a little bit. It's a little better. But the teal is super bright. So I think that might be an option for me. I'm looking for my, I've been wanting to transfer to my Easter bag. I love this. I made this last year. It's chicks and bunnies and sheep in glasses. Love it. So I wanted to transfer over to this bag this year instead of in a plastic shopping bag that I bought, or the yarn came in. I just kind of was working it when I had a chance upstairs. So I'll transfer everything over. I mean, this is how lazy I was. I didn't even get out my skein winder. I just wound it. I mean, it's chunky yarn. This is not, I'm not even sure how far I'm going to get with what. I'm hoping I'll get at least one glove out of each skein of yarn. I think I should. I might even get two. It's 80 grams, 77 yards, but it's bulky. So, I mean, they have a large scarf on here, and I believe it only called for 2 skeins. So, we'll do that. And that's what I've been working on, honestly. Now, at my work, I have my Draken that I bought on. Sorry for the clutter, the plasticky noise. That I bought from Craftsy last year, almost done. I'm probably 20 rows from being done, but I'm at the widest part, so each row is taking me, about half an hour. I think I timed it because it's my lunch break is 30 minutes. So really by the time maybe it's taking me 20, because I run to the cafeteria some days, grab some soup, go sit down and watch CNN, which is a really bad plan. I should not be watching CNN at lunch. Kind of gives you indigestion. Knit, for about 20, 25 minutes. I'll get a row and some done, and then I go back to work and eat my soup at my desk once, I'm back at work, back on the clock. So I can get about a row, maybe a little more done. And all I'm doing, honestly, is I'm knitting. It's straight knitting, garter stitch. At the beginning of each row, I'm either knit front and back or knit front, back, front. So it's really just kind of potato chip. At this point, I'm adding the gray color back into it. So I have a couple rows of gray, a couple straight red, and then a couple rows of the gray and bind off. It is calling for an I-cord bind off, so we're going to see. I don't know that I've done the bind off. I've done the cast on. I haven't done a bind off. So we'll see. So that's it for knitting. I really just am trying to finish up some stuff. I need to rip that out, put the yarn away, probably wash it and reskein it. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Finish these mittens, which I'm not really in a rush. It's spring, so I'm not kind of in a rush to finish those up. I'll cast on something. I've got plenty of yarn. I was talking to my niece, Sarah, aka my cupcake, about potentially going to Maryland Sheep and Wool so we can get some more yarn that we don't need. I mean, I guess we do need it, but we'll see. That's in May. If we did, it's only a 6-hour drive from here, so it really is not, that big of a deal to just go on a Friday, spend Saturday, at the Sheep and Wool, do some shopping, do some sightseeing, and then head back to Columbus. It's a nice little weekend getaway. Speaking of weekends, this weekend on the 13th, Sunday, I'm having my 9-year-old cousin Addison and possibly a friend, but her mom and Sarah and I, and we're going to have a tea party and craft day. So I'm going to make finger sandwiches, like traditional English tea. I think I'm making cucumber sandwiches, maybe do like an egg salad and kind of make it in the fingers or the triangles. Potentially some heart shapes or like some spring flower shapes if I can find the cookie cutters that I want in my crafting or baking supplies. And then I think I'm going to do like a smoked salmon something. I have the plastic cups. I put my cupcakes in a 9-ounce drinking cup that's smaller here and it kind of gets bigger. And I put the cupcake in and frost it in there and put a lid on it. And that's how I take 8 dozen cupcakes to work in a Rubbermaid tote, a big old tote. So I have some extra cups. So I'm going to put, some ranch dip in the bottom and cut the vegetables all tall and stand them up inside there. Maybe like some carrots celery, maybe some snap peas. I love sugar snaps. And then I saw on Pinterest, which I spend way too much time on, a skewer with cherry tomatoes. So I think I'll do that, and then some fresh fruit cups instead of going with the sweets and the baked goods, because really none of us need it. And I'll have some Easter candy for them because well, it's spring and Easter, and try to eat healthier, especially with the kids, and they don't need the junk, so I'm not going to be a lot of sweets, but I think that'll be fun. And then I got some Easter crafts for us to do, or spring. But I bought this really super pretty fabric, and I hope you can see it. There's it upside down. I think that's upside down. No, that's right. There's a bunny in the middle. It's just a spring scene, like a country scene. See that? That looks better. Yeah. Some weeping willows, some ducks. So I haven't decided. I bought 2 yards, and it's pretty heavy. It's not an upholstery fabric, but it definitely is a heavier cotton weight. And I have 2 yards. My kitchen table is an old rescued barn. I think it's barn wood. I mean, it's old table, so it's kind of more narrow than a traditional dining room table. About a little shorter, so it's small. I don't definitely have to make any type of table runner or tablecloth I get for it, because everything else just hangs on the floor, the smallest I get. If I use a yard, I can make a square, and I put it like a triangle on my table, or a diamond shape, so it's really super pretty that way. I put the food on top of that. That will leave me with a yard to make a couple of these drawstring bags for spring. Maybe send home with the girls if I have time this week. We've been working some mad overtime, so we'll see. Worst case scenario, I need to make at least a tablecloth. So I bought this spring fabric, which I just love spring, and I gotta get some fresh flowers to put on the table, and we're gonna have a tea party. I'm gonna make, the girls, Addison actually loves tea. I turned her on to some pumpkin chai, but I'm also making, it's cranberry pomegranate juice and Sprite, like a pomegranate fizz with some sliced lemon, and some cute little straws from the dollar bin at Target, which I might be slightly obsessed with the dollar bin. So we'll do that, have a little tea party, and then come down here, and I bought these also in the dollar bin at Target. There's the bunny. They had an egg and a butterfly, and I bought 4. I can go back if we have a 5th child. But if you can see, like on the tail, it's raised a little bit. I was going to decoupage, but that really is kind of requires a lot of time and patience to, put the layer of glue, put the tissue, layer of tissues, and for them to take it with them. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to get out the acrylic paints, and they can paint and decorate them. And I also bought some of in the dollar bin there at Target, some pom-poms that we can hot glue on the tails, eyes, really whatever, they want to do. It's up to them. I don't really care what they do. And then this rickrack, but they're stickers, so it's sticky. Squiggly stickers are called, but it's rickrack. And these we can put like decorate, with them. And I may stop and get some more, because I think I need to pick up one more of these. And it's cardboard. And they can decorate it and then take it home and sit on their table or on a window or shelf or whatever. Just a spring decoration for them. And then so I got 2 packages of these, because you never know with little humans. They like to glue a lot. And that's fine. She can do whatever she wants. It's the fun of coming to Cousin Lori's house. We get to do what we want in the craft room. We get to make stuff, and they have a good time. And then I saw on Pinterest again, I'm on their way too much, but I have the Clover pom-pom makers. I bought all 4 sizes. I didn't get the jumbo. I think that's a newer one that's out, but I have the 4 sizes, and you can make pom-poms, and I thought it would be super cute to make pom-pom animals. So I saw how they make the bunnies, some chicks, dogs. We can just look it up. I have my iPad. The girls can tell me what animal they want, and we'll try to figure out how to make it. I did buy some cheap yarn. We're not using my good stuff. I got Karen, I think this is. Karen Simply Soft in the pink and the gray. I have a Martha Stewart in brown, and then I have a Isaac Mis what is that? Isaac Mizrahi, I think is the brand. I don't know what that is. It's like a yarn blob. In cream, and I need to get yellow. So I have to stop. I forgot yellow. So we can make different sizes of pom-poms. You can actually tie them together to make snowmen or lay them down and they're not bunnies or ducks. And then I bought just plain white pom-poms for the tails. And then this is a 0.2 inch and a 0.28 inch multicolor pom-poms. So they're tiny to do eyes and noses. And I thought that would be super fun. Get the hot glue gun out. And then for ears, it's felt, just plain old craft felt. Orange for the chicks, white, black, pink, and gray to make the ears. Like on the bunnies, I think you can do, depending what color they want, we can do a gray bigger with a pink liner or pink, whatever. We'll just cut out. I'll probably cut out a pattern or something that they can trace, or maybe if I'm feeling ambitious, I'll cut out a bunch of different shapes of ears, or they'll tell me what they want, and I'll draw them with a pencil and cut them out for them on that day once we decide what animals we want to do. And then you just glue them into the, I'm going to glue them on my head, but glue them into the pom-poms. I think that'll be super fun. And if we run out or they run out of crafting, we've got plenty of crafting stuff to do down here. So I think we'll have a good time with that and enjoy a day of girls and crafting and tea parties. You know what 9-year-old doesn't enjoy a tea party? And a sheep. Now Addie does like sheep, and I do take her with me to local fire shows, and she enjoys being able to pet the animals, see the bunnies. The last one we went to, she got to use a 100-year-old sock knitting machine that you crank, and it goes around and around, and it knits the tube. And then the lady was showing us how to reset the teeth to make the heel, the eye of partridge, and then pick it back up. It's kind of fun. So that's really what's been going on in my life. I hope you've been having a great life, keeping busy, happy knitting, getting your crafting done. I'm going to get back on the crafter. Once my second job slows down for the summer, it's bicycle riding and crafting and getting the rest of my house together. So you have a great couple weeks. I'll see you, and happy knitting. Thanks. Bye.